Because I'm like, I'll be okay. I probably can. Oh, look, there we are. There we are. Oh, right. Let me fix my hair. Hold on. Let's do it. Okay, I do that before a shot, and my husband's like, "What did you do?" No, don't do that. Wait, your phone, right?
No, but I'm sure it belongs to one of us.
Okay, that's fine.
Look who we got, guys.
Camera. Back. Hi, guys.
So, I don't think we actually have to have you say this, but who are you?
Oh, I'm Courtney. I'm with Filament Stories. I'm only one half of the main Filament Stories, but the other half is home with the children.
Yeah, you're out here having fun.
Yeah, I know. So we have sort of a trade day, and he said that I can come, and I'm like, well, you can. He goes to golf things.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to golf things? I want to come hang out with you all.
Yeah. We are ecstatic that you're here.
Oh, well, to me, this is like hanging out with those friends that you just all get each other, the friends that you really love hanging out with. The first one of these events I ever went to was EARTH, the East Coast Rep Festival, now 3D Printopia.
Yeah.
And I had the biggest, it was like a, what is it, high, the down, what is it, the down, high, anyway, when it was over, I was like, they're going to be gone. All these people that I've just met, some that I knew online, and it's going to be so sad.
Yeah.
And I just had this little low for a little bit, and then I thought, but we're all saying we'll be back next year.
Right.
And that made it okay. It made it bearable. Because prior to that, in person, I had never seen another person that loved 3D printing like we did. Yeah. So this was like my first out in the wild.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway. Well, and it's wonderful. What is wonderful is we have things like TikTok, and we get to keep talking even when we can't be here together. But it's amazing to be here together.
TikTok is such a great platform. And so many people have said it. People who aren't on TikTok and don't get it, they haven't been there, but there's the community, right? Everyone can post content, but we can, to be able to pop in and, hey, look, join our live. Yeah. You can have 8 or 10 people. It's just, there's the other platforms, I think they're seriously missing out.
Yeah.
We shouldn't tell them. Don't, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, don't let them. Because I think it is, oh my gosh, if TikTok was going away.
Yeah.
The sadness felt.
Yeah.
The crying.
Everybody was devastated.
Yeah, it was like shock.
It was.
Because here was our connection to our friends.
Yeah. And even those 12 hours, I would pick up my phone instinctively and hit TikTok just because that's what I do.
And then then it wouldn't be there. Right, hit your stomach because it's gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we're very happy that it's back in it. You better stay back. All right, sorry, I bet you had questions.
I do. What do you do outside of Filament? Is your whole life Filament, or do you have other things?
So I was a software developer. And I
know that. I'm a software engineer.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I'm older. So I got a computer science degree, because back then that was all you got. Computer science degree, but I love math, and so I actually did a math computer science degree. So because I just love math, and my children love math too. So I know a lot of people do not love it. It is not their thing. I just find it fascinating, and in some way, I think that what we're doing with 3D printing, there's a lot of, with the geometry and everything, and it's all polygons, except for and then how G-code works. So I was a software developer. I left that world when I was going to have children because I was traveling 80% of the time. You can't know. So then, after that, my husband. Okay. My husband
keeps doing that. Just don't ignore that.
Sorry, cut that out. Fix that in post. All right. So, in the live post, my husband was a real estate agent, and I said, this will be fine. I'll do that. So I got my real estate license, and I never really did much with it. And I tell people to this day, because I still renew it, that I play a real estate agent on TV. Just my thing. But I was doing 3D printing at the time, and so right now, my job as far as what I do is 3D, is FilamentStories, right? But I also have a significant portion of my time is all the family stuff, the children. Because my husband is a great real estate agent. He's a great real estate agent. If I would actually want him as my real estate agent. He's just so laid back. It's really nice. Because of course you want to say, but he's not pushy. He doesn't. He works just as hard. It's a more expensive house versus an inexpensive house. He just does a good job. And the other thing that is such a key, he doesn't panic. Uh-oh, something's going to happen at closing. Uh-oh, we're not going to do the closing time. Right. Anyway, he's great. So, and so FilamentStories and everything to do with our family, I guess.
Okay. So, you've been able to walk around a little?
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing that you've seen so far?
Favorite thing that I've seen. Sure. Oh my God. Oh, there's so well. This morning I'm really excited. I have a 360 camera. Keep looking over here. I have a 360-degree camera, and so and this is, I remember when my husband, he had an old GoPro that was 360. So we put it on his helmet and he rode down the mountain, he skied down the mountain, black diamonds, right? Yeah. And then later he loaded it up on the Xbox and you put the
VR headset.
The VR headset on and you're going down the mountain, but you can I'm just going to go backwards. And absolutely, like Disney, they put you in those rides and you're not really going where. So this new one, I'm excited because I walked all over today with it up high. And I'm going to put it out, and then you can, as I walk around, you can see the whole place. So I got to see, it was a long answer. I'm sorry, I'm bad with long answers.
No, it's fine.
But I got to see this whole place, and there's a lot of things that I wanted to come back to see. I think the one right now that I'm most excited about is I've seen it in person. They are at the PTAD booth, and they are the Make Good. It's a nonprofit organization. And they have a fully 3D printable wheelchair.
Oh, really?
It is.
No, I haven't.
It's at the Cookie Cat booth because it's in sparkly pink.
What? That's great.
And the Make Good people, it's two people. It's makegood.com. I think that's it. In any case, I think it's Make Good. Well, they had one that they were doing they were CNCing just some side pieces of wood. But here's the thing: if you are a small child and you aren't able to walk or whatever, you're not going to get insurance to pay for a wheelchair because you grow too fast.
Oh, okay.
So this is something they came up with that they can get a mobility device, and they have videos on their website. It is so touching. These children, they put them in it, and suddenly these children can move themselves all around. They can move around.
Yeah.
And you just can't stop smiling because these kids are so happy.
Yeah.
So they wanted to come up with one that anyone with a 3D printer can print. So they have the entire design. It is a 3MF. It fits on a Bamboo Lab A1.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice.
Yep. And so it's really cool to see it. The reason they got involved with Cookie Cat because there was a little girl who wanted it in pink. So they contacted Nathan, and now everyone's getting excited about it because there are so many people out there, young children, who need this. Could really help them.
Yeah.
And give them confidence.
Quality of life.
Quality of life.
Yes.
And Make Good not only does that, but they do many other things. And Philip, there are two employees, Noam and Philip, he is a quadriplegic. Okay. But he's also one of the model designers. And so they have some of his designs there.
So he really knows what needs to be there, how it needs to feel and look, and that's awesome. That's amazing. I have to go check that out.
Oh, it's neat. They have a little apple that's a 3D printed apple, and it's got a hole in it, but it's designed so that you can put a pin through it, and maybe you can grab it better, but you line the pin up, and so the apple has it right, and so you can just do this, and now you can draw with the pin, and it's awesome. And you unscrew it, and you take this, and you put a different color marker in there.
So they do a whole lot of different aids for
mobility devices, and the other thing, I think their business model is not let's invent something that's needed.
Right.
Let's hear from a child or an adult
Right.
that
Right.
there's something that they need.
Right.
Yeah, like Philip said, he designed a phone holder for him so that he can hold it easily, and
Yeah.
it's been very useful. So and the goal is, and I'm like, so what's your business model? I'm trying to figure out where the money goes and whatnot. They were like, oh no, we're just putting the balls in Maker World
Okay.
so that anyone can. So that's
That's
exciting.
amazing.
That's the most exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing.
There was a 12-foot dragon, 9 foot,
9 foot?
but you know,
Yeah. So what, so your daughter has sight issues, right?
Yeah.
How did that contribute to what you do with Filament Stories and the things that you are into because of it?
Yeah.
Like, what did that do for you?
So I started 3D printing because of my daughter, but there is a side backstory to this. Is this side backstory a thing?
I don't know.
A thing. But maybe it's a side backstory.
Right.
So my husband said at one point in time, we should get a 3D printer. Now this is years back, and I looked for, well, they were expensive. So I was like, they're expensive. And I said, what would we print? Because we didn't have CAD design skills.
Yeah.
And this was back when there, I think Thingiverse was there. I'm pretty sure Thingiverse was there.
Okay.
But I didn't know about the repositories that were out there. My manufacturing, and it was expensive. And I said, if a part breaks, we could get it from Amazon cheaply before we could design it. And so I basically did what I've commonly done in our relationship, and they're like, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, my daughter needed something, and I thought, gosh, I wonder if a custom, maybe 3D printing it out. And I looked online for 3D printed things for visually impaired, and all of these things came up, and I was like, so many of these would be great for her.
Yeah.
And I went downstairs and said, hey, honey, I think we should get a 3D printer. And he's a very supportive person, and he said, that sounds like a great idea. And so that's how we got started. We got it because of her, but very shortly after, like day one,
Yeah.
I wanted to know what it could do. So
Yeah.
I did print things for her, and we have used it for her many times. But I fell in love.
Right. Yeah. That's the danger, right? You get your first 3D printer, and that turns into 12.
It turns into 12. Let me grab, hold on. I was looking to see if I had more water.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, Chris.
Oh, what was your comment? Was there a comment?
Yeah, she said wheelchairs are so expensive. Their work is so great. Talking about.
Oh, I know. Make good. I am
yeah.
so excited about it, and they have never been to an event like this before, and so they're both kind of overwhelmed because they were like, okay, first of all, this is amazing, and so there are so many groups and people that want to help. I think this is gonna, because they have a list of children who want these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think it's gonna and of course.
I think that list will be taken care of by the end of this event.
I know, and
somebody will be printing each one of those.
Somebody will be printing, and it's a lot of filament. I can't remember, but I mean, you guys, if you see it, it's a cute little wheelchair, but there are people who would gladly donate the filament.
Yes.
Who would dedicate their printers and time.
Yes.
There's 3D print cares.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's one of my favorite things about all of this. This community, because it really is a community. People pick it up, like say if somebody says, hey, I need help with this, somebody's gonna come be like, I got it, I got you, we're good. I remember someone told me, and I'm not going to mention the company's name, but it was a very popular 3D printer company, that one of the big ones. Yeah.
And they had gotten some feedback that they didn't have really good documentation. There was like barely anything to install it.
Okay.
And they did different videos, but there was just not a lot beyond that. And the feedback that someone got from them was, well, but the community helps out.
Right.
So why bother? Why bother documenting this well, doing
Right.
very, when the community is so, and it was kind of offensive and kind of a compliment.
Yeah, it's
Right?
kind of
So
two-sided, right?
Right. So they were saying, why bother? Because the community is so great. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the community would appreciate the effort.
Especially because you're looking for, and some of these are the less expensive 3D printers, which is a great place to start, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, I would not have spent $1,000 on a printer, my first printer, but when I got really into it and I find out, oh, look how fast that, printer goes, and then I'm like, yeah, because you get, well, I don't know, I can talk myself into another printer easily.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so when did you first realize you were addicted to filament?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I denied it for the longest time outwardly. And there's like two sides to that. One is that it's so strange. I can open the door to the little Harry Potter closet under the stairs in our basement and turn on the light and see all that filament, and I can walk in and I just feel happy.
Yeah.
I just love it because it's so many possibilities, and I love the colors. I mean, I thought, like, I've never been a huge nail polish. What? Not nail polish,
Right.
right? I don't want to have buy clothes based on color, but there's something about the filament.
Yeah.
And then, so that's one half, but the other half is the buying of the filament.
Yeah.
So we work with a lot of companies, and I get a lot of filament as a result. And we show it, but I don't ever want Filament Stories to be only sponsored content.
Right.
I don't want to show just what companies are going to pay us to show.
Right.
So I want to buy filament.
Yeah.
And I'll see something and be like, oh, I got it. So that addiction, I've had that for a couple of years.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
buying of the filament. And then the having of so there's the buying and the having, because my mother-in-law is like, well, just get rid of some, and I'm like, they're my precious.
Yeah, my filament.
And the filament swap is fun, but I'm like a little vulture going in, because if someone drops off something that's really old and rare,
Yeah.
maybe somebody else will want it, and I'm like, that is a metal spool that's divided into 3 sections, and it has 3 different colors. You get that anyway, and then there's one.
Yeah. So you're basically antiquing in the filament swap.
Yeah. Yes, I am. So yes, I'm antiquing. That's exactly it. I signed up for 4. I did sign up. Okay, just letting you know. But yeah, that's a great way to say it.
You're antiquing.
And I have this funny story that I said. I'm sure if you're watching, some of you have at least heard the story. But I say that I know someday we're not going to be using. I keep looking around. There's a screen over here, and it's much bigger than. And I know you all are here, so I said that someday we will have matter compilers, and we won't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And I will have the museum of what we used to use to make objects that were useful in our life.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get rid of any of it.
Oh, Akuma says, hi, Courtney.
Hi, Akuma.
And then Twisted says, I have a signed roll of Akuma Mods Run 1.
I didn't get Run 1. I got Run 2. And I had to say, I want one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You said his name, Twisted. Now he's here.
Akuma 1. Yeah.
So I know Asylum covered this when you did the interview with him.
Yeah.
A few weeks back, a couple months ago. I don't even know how long.
Who knows? It might have changed. I don't know the question.
But you're like a filament cowboy. You have the filament that you have in your mouth half the time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You
Okay.
chew on it a little.
So it's a weird thing, and I didn't tell anybody for the longest time, but you never want to let go of the tail of a filament spool, because it can, do that. And then you're like, and maybe you all are, but I have to make it look pretty. So I'm like, oh, no. So I would always hold on to the end. So then I'm getting to where I'm going to cut it. Oh,
It's fine.
Sorry. Then I'm going to cut it and then I've got to hold it. Anyway, so it was this process of getting out and putting the new one, and I had this tail in, and I wanted it to get over to the trash can. And so I was like, I'm out of hand. And so I just stuck it in my mouth.
Yeah.
And one time I like just bit down a little to see what the pressure would be.
Yeah.
It was, I think the first time was the first time we got like Polymaker. What's the one that Polymaker,
Polyterra?
Polyterra.
Okay.
It had this weird feel.
Yeah.
It felt rough almost. And I was like, what is this? And so I bit down on it and I was like, that is just weird.
Yeah.
So then I was like trying to, and it is an interesting thing that you can get a little bit of insight. And I don't think it's ever been useful, but I don't think it's been useful. But like, I know I have an idea how filaments are going to be. I think, honestly, if anybody knows, you Polymaker people are working, PHA is getting really popular now because PHA will actually compost.
Yeah. Yep.
But PHA is, my understanding, something that could have been added into filament, because there are two things. There's fillers and additive, right? You add an additive in, the additive, to provide some, that maybe it helps it print more easily, or I'm trying to remember why they, it'll lower the temperature that you need to print it at. So PTG, they can have some additives that actually cause it to be printed at a lower temperature, closer to PLA. Anyway, those are additives. They have some reason to be in there. And calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate actually is, it's like in bones and stuff.
Yeah.
And it will have a filament print differently. It actually prints kind of like bone.
Yeah.
Really neat. Anyway, but fillers are, I don't want to pay for the expensive polymer.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this filler in and hopefully it doesn't change. Anyway, so I heard that PHA was added in.
Yeah.
And PHA is really soft. So I don't know why. I don't know why I do that. But I like, yeah. It's a weird hobby.
We have all these sensors, right? Like we are beings of sensors, right? So like, it's just one of your, like that's how you're just testing a certain, I'm sure you get something from it. You have to kind of give you an idea of what it, maybe what it'll print like or what, how, you know.
Some filaments are like super hard, like PLA, they'll be really hard. Right? And then other ones like Polyterra, super soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't ever, like ABS, I don't think I would do it to ABS. I'm not eating it. None of them have a flavor. Nothing has ever had
Nothing is flavored? Oh,
yeah.
They need to make one for you.
Oh, they would. Oh my gosh. The Courtney bite test.
Yes, the Courtney bite test.
Yeah. Clock Spring was the first person I admitted that to. I'm like, I have this weird habit. Do you do this? No.
No.
Am I the only one that does this? I'm not breaking my teeth. I don't think. Anyway, it is fun. It's a weird thing. I know. Yeah. I'm going to just own it.
So one aspect of the process of creating filming, because I know you know a lot about that. Mm-hmm. What is the most fascinating element of that to you? Like what sort of blows your mind?
Made?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely. I got it. Somebody be like, look at the camera if I forget. Okay. So because I keep looking over here, we were really tiny. Okay.
Yeah.
It's right like this, right? And over here you're nice and big, and I just keep looking at you. Okay. So my favorite part that I would like to see much more of, and in the United States, you really don't get a chance. W2 is trying to do it, and that is multiple color filament. So what they do, and I'd also like to see a co-extrusion and tri-extrusion, but the way they make the rainbow filaments, right? So you have your base resin, which is sort of not colored, right? PLA, it's a little bit off-white. It's not clear, by the way. If you ever get a clear PLA naturally is not clear. We're still trying to figure out how they do that. Oh, side story, there's no governing body. There's nothing that says it has to have a certain amount of PLA in it to be PLA.
Okay.
Or that it even has to have PLA in it to be PLA, right? Okay. I mean, I don't know. Typically, you would probably want to do PLA.
Probably.
Right, but as far as what percentage PLA is it? I don't know. there's no governing body.
There's no governing body.
Right.
And they don't tell you. Most
They don't
companies,
tell you.
at least. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen one that tells you yet.
So, okay, so making rainbow filament, they do something called dosing. And if you have an extrusion line, they can print, say, maybe 40 spools an hour. When you print rainbow, you dramatically reduce that. And so, because what you do is you have the base resin, so the uncolored resin, and then you have these little things, and they will add in the pigment, the master batch, at the right time.
Oh, wow.
And so,
Okay.
right? And it's these little tiny pellets, right? And so instead of you don't go whoop and dump it in, this is why I want to see it. A lot of them jiggle, kind of jiggling, and so it's releasing it back here, and then it's on this little bouncing metallic thing, and so it'll go boom, 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 and so they start falling in. It's like a how it's made. I want a how it's made on this, right?
Yes.
And so they'll bounce in, and then as this one's ending, the next one starts to pick up, so that you have about the same amount of pigment.
Okay.
And so this one and the next one, they do that, and they go around. So how many of those dosing things can you get around the look? And this is why I want to see it, which is why usually 5 colors is the most you see. Now, you have a rainbow that isn't just 5 colors, and that's because the red and the yellow, you're going to get orange in the middle.
Right.
So you will get others, but usually it's 5
Base
colors,
colors.
and I want to see that.
Yeah.
The co-extrusion, I think, is a little easier because what they do is they have an extrusion line here and an extrusion line here, and they take the base resin and the master batch for blue, and they start making it, and they're bringing it in, and they put it through the big screw. And that's a really neat thing to see inside, except for you can't. The pellets go in to this really long screw that's big.
Yeah.
And you would think they would heat it to melt it, but they don't. The way the screw part in there, it gets less and less and less and less.
Okay.
And
So it's compression.
it's compression. It's compression heat,
That's cool.
almost all compression heat. And then it comes out. Now we've got our blue. Here's our gorgeous blue filament. We do the same with green over here. But those two things, normally it would come out,
Yeah.
and they would go ahead. For co-extrusion, they come in, they just bring it together right at the end.
Okay.
Right? And then the tri-extrusion, they do it, I don't know how the other one, I don't know. But yeah, it's basically like the beginning, the part where it melts and extrudes.
Yeah.
They have 2 or 3 of those. And then the rest of it, cooling bath, that accumulators, that's all the same. But I need to go to China and go see how some of this is done, if they'll let me into their labs. That's
They will.
exciting.
They will.
They will.
Just ask. They'll let you. Hey.
Can we meet up?
It's just Courtney. Can we hang out?
I don't have a camera.
I won't bring one. I just want to look.
I just want to look.
All right. So, do you have any advice for new 3D printers about filament specifically, like things that like start with PLA, or like what would you say for somebody new?
So, this might be maybe brand new, but not brand new. So I have a video that has been in the works for a long time, but 3 weeks now, and my editor has it. So I have my husband's my editor, but I actually am having a new editor who's going to help us with long form because we've been trying to do long form, and my husband doesn't have the time. So it's the beginner's guide to 3D printer filament.
Oh,
now it's good, but you all, if you're watching this, you might already know enough. It starts you out as, when I first got a 3D printer, Chris and I my husband's Chris, were so confused. Because I was like, okay, so what filament do we need? And I'm trying to figure out, where do I buy it?
Right.
What colors can I get? And so there were acronyms. I know what ABS, PLA, PETG, right, PHA, TPU,
Right.
all PHA, all of these filaments. Now, that to me, when I hear that acronym, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we had no idea what filament to get. And so that video, which will come out soon, is for someone who's brand new to talk a little bit about what each of those are, a little bit.
Okay.
And you think I'll have plenty of time in a 10-minute video. No, you don't have to. But in the end, I said, start with PLA. Because PLA is going to be the most straightforward. If you prefer PETG, PETG, both that one is as another one. Some people start with that, and that's fine. You'll have more variety of PLA. But then I broke down the PLA because again, there's so many.
Yeah.
Do I want plain, matte, silk, rainbow?
Right.
And so I talked about what about, they've got wood filament. I want to do wood filament.
Yeah.
And so I broke that down and said, get any base color, matte is fine, silk is fine. Silk is not quite as strong. So if you're going to do parts that really need a lot of strength, there are other ways, as we know, right?
Right.
You're right. But silk is fine. It's just, know that it's not quite. Anyway, and then there's even more color. Okay, you need extra strong, tough PLA, strong PLA.
Right.
So I tried to say, start with this as your beginner's group.
Right.
And then once you've got experience printing, then you can branch into these other things.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So that was really what.
And PLA is a little bit more forgiving than some of the
PLA
others.
is forgiving, yes. And PLA, it's like they have really nailed. Years ago, when we first started 3D printing, there were a couple things. One is, what filament should I buy? And I meant that as in brand. Because we had heard that if you got the wrong filament, you were in trouble. You had nozzle clogs. And let me tell you, the first 3D printer I had, I was terrified of changing the nozzle.
Oh, yeah.
I spent an unjust amount of time trying to get, the little acupuncture needle. I didn't want to take it apart. I finally took it apart, and I thought, this is easy. Why have I not done this?
Right.
But I was scared to chase it all. So, in any case, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? What filament to get?
You were talking about, oh, wow. You know what? It's been a long day.
All right. Hold on. We got to backtrack this. Because I was saying, get PLA.
Start with PLA. You were talking about your video.
PLA. I don't know. Anyway, so the video, I'm hoping that the target audience for that is someone who's just gotten a 3D printer. Oh, I know what it was. Gotten a 3D printer and thinks, I need to go buy some filament now, but I don't know what to buy.
Right.
And that's sort of the beginner's guide. And then have that as a reference. We didn't know where we could buy filament. There were brands on Amazon. What if we bought it? And it wasn't that the print would fail. We were afraid we would damage the printer.
Right.
We didn't know. And so we heard that Matter Hackers if it was sold by Matter Hackers, it was probably good. So I bought some filament on Matter Hackers. But we just didn't know. Today, there is bad filament, but the really good quality filament has come down in price significantly.
Yeah.
And the really poor quality filament has come up in quality because it's a understanding how to get 3D printer filament to print well. And even if you're trying to cut costs, fillers to add in, I would say get it. My job is really easy. Rarely do I have a filament that's just bad.
Yeah.
Rarely. A lot. I mean, it might be moist, and it might need to be drying. I think there's a whole big thing. I'm not going to get into debate, but is PLA, does it need to be dried? And I think that Mitch of Polar Filament had the best answer. And he's done a lot of testing. He said, I think that the answer is it depends.
Okay.
And this is so great. He said PLA generic, just the PLA itself is not hugely hygroscopic.
Right.
But all these additives and fillers that they put in will change.
Could be, right.
Right. And so some PLA, I've had some PLA that's awful.
Yeah.
And then I found out it's got calcium carbonate in it. Calcium carbonate is used as a desiccant in some places. So so I think it depends is great.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
And then some things I know I didn't know originally, like PLA doesn't stick to PETG and the different interactions between the different filaments. So you can't do a multicolored print with those two filaments because it's not going to work for you. And
it is really some of that now. I was really scared.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a chance that you could hurt, because they don't stick here. There's a chance you could hurt your printer, but I don't think it's going to be your fault. It would be in the case that the print fails for some reason, but it's blocked.
Yeah.
And the nozzle is blocked. So now you've got a blob on your nozzle, the blob of death.
Yes.
And then it's pushing filament out, but it's stuck and has nowhere to go.
So it's pushing it back up into your print head.
And so it can damage the print head.
Yeah.
But even so, those parts you can get parts.
I wonder if everybody's had to replace a heater block because the thermistor wires got
hit
by a glob.
And you're like, I'll be fine. Oh no, it looks good.
Oh, it looks great.
It looks good. We're fine.
And then you go to try to print, and it's like, we don't know what the heater's doing, so there's no heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I you would say the community is really good. This is such a nice community.
It really is.
And these events, if you've never been, I say it every time on our videos, I'm like, if you have not been to an event like this, and you can go to a maker fair, you can go to an event. This is where your people are.
Yes. Yeah, we're
Your
here.
people are here.
They are.
Everyone that, it's just like, you know what I'm talking about? There are people over here. You just see, you're just like, yeah, you're my kind of people.
Yes, absolutely. We all just sort of connect here.
It really
it's
is.
effortless too. Just effortless to connect.
It's very, and then, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, what questions do we have for Courtney? Anybody in the chat got a question for Courtney?
That's mesmerizing. It's beautiful. It's great.
That's beautiful.
Wait, can you come around for just a second? We're live.
Do you mind
Can
being
you
on
just
live?
show what it looks like?
Yeah.
This is did you make it? It's Daniel's design? Or your design?
I got it from I forget what website.
Oh, Kaizen 3D? No.
Yeah,
Kaizen. Yeah. His stuff is so great.
I need to get on his Patreon because there's the diamond pattern one, and I want that one, but it's not on his
his stuff is
individual
amazing.
sell list.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, I'm sorry. I was like oogling it. Okay, thank you. Okay, you said questions, huh?
Yeah. How many rolls of filament do you have?
Okay, that is I know it's over 1,000 now. I need to count. So my goal is to have no more than one spool in any filament. There have been a few exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
When Protopasta came out with Blood of My Enemies, greatest name ever,
Yes.
and it was a beautiful
Great.
filament.
Yes.
And so I bought like 5 of them because I thought, when did they stop making this?
Right.
And their original Nebula, same thing. So those, I've had a few. Other than that, I kind of just want one spool of everything.
Yeah.
And like Asylum Life, who is my producer, is wonderful. And he lives, some of the people think we're married. And because we come to these things and it's so funny. We're like, nobody is offended. No, but, and you'll say her husband's right over there. But, oh no, I did it again. Asylum. What were we saying? Mine.
Oh,
how many
rolls do you have?
How many rolls do I have? So, okay. Asylum says when he comes to visit, he'll come a couple times a year for us to work on things. He loves it because he can just go into the closet, find some filament, and then go off and print with it. And it is true. And I'm always really happy because he prints things and then he lets us have them and we can do videos on it and it's great.
Yeah.
But after one trip, he learned because I was like, what did you print with? And he had printed with something that no longer was made.
Yeah.
And it was, anyway, and he didn't end up, so now he knows you can't print to go below half the spool without confirming with me that it's okay.
Right.
So I know I have over 1,000.
So you don't have a no-no shelf? Do you have a no-no shelf where
No.
people aren't allowed to touch that shelf?
No, but I need one. Well, no, I need one. Oh, there you are. I'm talking about when you realized you couldn't print anything.
Huh?
How that you found out that you said it's nice to come to our house because you could just get filament and print. And then you got in trouble because you printed something you weren't supposed to print with. A no-no shelf.
Yeah.
A no-no shelf. Okay,
That's what you
so
need.
I'm very
Label
excited.
shelf that says, don't touch this stuff. This is mine.
This has probably been 2 years in the making, but our studio's in the basement, and no one would have ever thought when we moved into the house we live in that our mechanical room would become the studio.
Right.
And so we're going to move, and at that point, I'm organizing the filament in multiple ways, but one will be no longer.
Yeah.
So it will be the no-no zone. The no-no zone.
There you go.
I'm going to put a sign out. The no-no
No-no
zone.
Print it.
I love
You
that.
got it.
Asylum, make sure I don't forget that. The no-no zone. That's great.
So have you ever thought about making your own filament?
Yes, I have. And I've had some companies ask, and I would like it. It's been really tough because I love all the colors. So orange is my favorite color. So orange would probably be an easy go-to. However, I think people associate me probably more with rainbow just because I love rainbow. And so I'd like to do a rainbow. And so I haven't done it. But yeah, I would love to do some
Maybe you could get with our friend Dud.
A Dud rainbow.
Do a collaboration with him and he'll make you a rainbow.
I would like that. We were just giving away Dragon Girl Designs.
Oh yeah.
Some filament that she helped me design. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay.
Because I would love a rainbow.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Any other?
So your signature color would probably be a rainbow then, probably?
I think signature color, yeah.
Something with a really pretty orange.
Yeah. I think with, I like that. A rainbow. I have to think about that.
Yeah.
The other thing is we have, so our logo has a bunch of colors in it. This is hard to see. Anyway, our logo has a bunch of colors in it, and we pulled all the hex values of it, and there are too many. And I mentioned that 5 is usually the most you'll get in a rainbow. I know that Dud has some where he's had 6, but I was like, maybe we could make the loop because our logo goes in the loop. Maybe we could get there we go. We could get the colors in that loop, but they would only make like 3 an hour.
Yeah,
because
it would be so much.
Yeah, so I would love it. I really would. Yeah. I haven't pursued it. Some people will say, "Oh, you should have your own filament company," and I'm like, no, because I want all the filament.
Right.
And if I have my own company, then I'm going to be too busy.
Then you have to push your own filament. Yeah, I know. You can't get everybody else because you got to get your own.
And to be surprised and be like, oh, Green Gate, you have 13 new filaments.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shimmer.
Oh.
Orange shimmer.
Yeah, you could do that. That'd be pretty.
Orange shimmer. Rainbow. He's not writing this down. That's okay.
He's not right.
Good news, it's recorded.
Yeah,
I know. When we're on, he's great. We have like a weekly call because a lot of communication comes in, a lot of requests from companies.
Right.
And so he's really good about sort of making sure that I don't miss anything. So if you are ever trying to get in touch with us, on our website, there is work with us. Just to go to our website, it'll connect you. You're over here. I'm doing it again. Go to our website. So there's sales@FilamentStories.com, but I think it'll send you there, and that will make sure that we will get it, so that we can talk to you. Yeah. But it's fun. I love what I do. I have the best job in the world.
Yeah. Any other questions for her? I can't keep her forever. Asylum's here to steal her back.
Are you next? Oh, I'm in. Oh, you're tomorrow. Okay. And we're there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're next here? Oh, I got to get out of the seat. I'm in the hot seat.
All right. Say bye to Courtney, everybody.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me. Just a minute. I'm going to say hi to my other friends. Thank you, other friends. Hi, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Courtney.